their son's team.
Well, here we are, Germany versus the UK, and I gotta say, Kodak, maybe this is his test, going up against Boombox, a veteran player now who started all the way from the UK land scene straight up into the OWL. Zenyatta versus Zenyatta. There's been a lot of goats this morning, yes, but hopefully we'll see something different.
Well, we'll have to see where we're going. It will be Lijiangtao, which is our pre-selected control map, and as we move through this continuum of 4 or 5 maps, it will be the loser of a preceding map, which chooses the next. So whoever wins Lijiangtao is going to have to deal with their opponent's pick as we move on to hybrid. But pre-selected today will be Lijiang.
Well, you know, if Christopher is as confident and instills the confidence in the rest of his team, maybe they do take it and it will be hybrid choice for Germany. But we'll have to wait and find out. Let's get into game number 1, Lijiang, UK versus Germany.
So we are going to be starting off on the control center. This is a map which is very much... you can run quite a few tanks on this one, Joe. It's quite an enclosed space, so you can bring in the Reinhardt. That shield will cover a lot of points of ingress and points of fire, lines of sight as well, which means you can be very safe behind that as you move through these corridors. Does look like both United Kingdom and Germany will be opting for that, and Progi going up against Christopher here will be the main battle that we have to watch. Question is, what support's going to be brought out by these two different teams to try and sustain these tanks? For now, it looks like Boombox on the Moira. That's a lot of sustained healing available.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of double main heal coming out through from France in a game earlier on today. I can't imagine Immortal's going to stick on the Torb, but we can kind of hope and Kodak on the Ana. Main heal, and I can provide armor if I'm Torb, right? I mean, you can set that turret up. It's impossible to attack if there's a turret on the point.
Don't think that's going to be happening this time. Mortal moving over to Melucio, speed boosting everyone out of that entrance readily, and now United Kingdom, they're opting not to go through the narrow corridors, but going straight onto the point. Germany going to be doing the same, and Christopher's already claiming a lot of space. Progi moving into it.
Taking a fair bit of damage, comes back off with the Ana. Is going to be able to get Nano boost extremely quickly. Remember, this change Nano actually gives you an extra boon of HP when applied to a target, so a low health Reinhardt or another tank will be the recipient more often than not. Christopher Shield's going very low, but already 65% on that shatter, but Progi's looking 76% now. Christopher's going to have to be a little bit more careful, 90%. Progi is going to fall as Cruz takes first blood, and that will be UK securing the point.
UK then knew they had to pressure. They made sure that Kodak was using that biotic grenade defensively rather than offensively. He had to put it onto his tanks so they're all getting 50% extra healing instead of denying any to the tanks of the United Kingdom. And because of that, both Boombox and Kodak have their ultimates ready. They've been doing a huge amount of healing, and already the Graviton.
Early Graviton surge. Christopher's caught up. He gets pinned on the wall, but not today. That Coalescence is going to help him out tremendously. Big shadow on Christopher in the front line, but that Graviton surge coming out from the UK is going to lock everybody in place. Germany are going to fall. Progi finds his man in Christopher, but the rest of his team are going to fall around him.
Let's talk value. Jaws going on a shopping spree. Looks like Nesh there. He did manage to bring out the Gravitons first. He got the quicker draw, but all he got for that was Christopher. Christopher was holding up his shield so intently, make sure that he could block the path of that Graviton. And Kim, once everyone rushed forward, trying to make sure Christopher died, even though he was being sustained by the Coalescence, got 5 in there, and everyone was just swung through by Christopher, who has an Earth Shadow ready.
3-3 is pretty good at just attacking the point over and over again. Nice shield bash, but it wasn't enough for the Shadow to actually land. A bomb goes in as well, not quite a Poco bomb, but one sent from Germany over the barrier. Doesn't quite land on that anybody either, although I thought Zaya was going to fall, but she did manage to back out of the range. Another Graviton surge coming through for Germany. Mikey A's in the front line, and he gets pinned straight up against the wall. Progi finds 1 kill, and now man advantage for Germany. They are going to move forward, and Christopher has got the Discord orb on him. Extra damage heading his way. Does mean Germany are going to be able to push forward. Progi with the shadow. He ends up going down, but with Kib falling, this could just be the point flipping over.
And so now I'm going to be chasing down the Baby Diva, and they're going to remove everyone from this point. Boombox going to use his fade, and he's going to be backing out of there quite sharpish. Evicted in this case by Mete. United Kingdom have brought themselves up to 83% of the capture percentage now, which means they are within 1 fight territory. They can try and take this, and they will only have to defend against a ragtag push from Germany in that case. But Germany now on the defense do have the ults to try and make this work. Nesh once again has that Graviton surge, doesn't want to get caught out again.
Boombox with the early Coalescence, Graviton surge, locking 3 members up. It is mostly the tanks, and obviously Mike A on the sides. Beautiful shield on Christopher to make sure he doesn't go down too early. Kodak's going to recently unleash the Transcendence, which means Cranks can actually go rather more aggressive, doesn't have to hold up that shield, and takes the life of Mikey A. Quick reset here for UK. No, they can't waste any time. Haven't got any ultimates in the bank, although I say that as Kib does have Graviton surge online, and Cruz actually does have that sound barrier up soon as well. Small switch up here for UK though. Boombox jumping on that Zenyatta instead of the Moira.
Wants to make sure that Germany Germany's tanks are fearing for their lives if they get hit with that Discord, or Progi's going to be the main recipient of that, I do imagine. The second that he puts down that shield, he will be afflicted. Can be cleansed away by the projected barrier from the Zarya, and Christopher's in trouble now.
It went so low, has got that Moira healing coming up, and that is an early beat coming through from Germany. Another bomb sent sky high, doesn't quite find anybody. Isolates Christopher and isolates Mikey A. Quick cleanup here from Germany, taking out their like for like. And 61 now on the board for Germany. Does mean UK have got another couple of attempts, but like you mentioned before, one flip over here could be all that's needed.
That was a very intelligent self-destruct there from Mete. Managed to split United Kingdom in two. Christopher and Mikey A went one way, Kib and Smex another. Christopher wasn't able to be defended by that projected barrier or by the defense matrix, so Germany could just round upon him and remove him from the fray.
The 3-3 tank battle is all about those particle barriers. You've got to make sure your tank gets supplied with it last in order to win out the fight. As the shadow hits the ground, Progi protected, does dash him straight into the wall, but gets stunned, so Christopher's damage didn't actually go through. Mikey A isolates Progi. There is another self-destruct in the air, but no one is caught yet again. A Transcendence coming out also for the side of United Kingdom, and as well that rally just keeping them all alive on this point. Nesh is going to fall again. Germany retreating back extremely quickly with the help of Lucio. Overtime was there for Germany, but now UK, they've only got one more fight to win here.
There's a motif when it comes to Nesh's grabs right now. Christopher's managed to block them out with his shield to make sure he was the only one caught within. Then United Kingdom give him so much support to keep him alive while he's stuck in there. Progi needs to try and make an entrance now. 99 to 99%. It all comes down to this fight, Jaws.
He's got the shatter. He's ready and waiting to use it. There's the slam, there's the shatter, but it hits nobody. Everybody stepped aside, and as shatter almost lands on Progi, he's got to be careful. The shield falls, and Smex is going to be able to take the kill. Kib still has that Graviton Surge online, and Mete's mech just gets disintegrated as well as the rest of his team. Germany receiving the group hug treatment. Christopher now pushing Nesh off the point, finishes him off with a flame strike, and the UK will claim control center.
Not quite as clean as they would have liked from their easy comments, Jaws. 99 to 99%, but there's still time for Germany to bring this one back. Meanwhile, map point for the UK as they claim control center. We'll have to see where we're going to next. That does look to me like Garden from that tiny little window that I've got on Smex's screen, and Garden is it's a little bit more varied in terms of composition. Sure, you can bring out a Pharah, should you so desire. You can even bring out a Widowmaker to try and counter that potential Pharah, or you can bring out something like a more flanky DPS like a Sombra, like a Tracer.
It was quite funny, and if you looked at all of the DPS actually on British Hurricane in the last couple of seasons, it seemed like every single one of them could play Pharah. We even saw Happy Cool playing Pharah as well, so
Crusade
you can imagine
has a great Pharah too.
This game is going to be a lot of Pharah intense play, but it does look like right now they do want to go for that Sombra instead. Franks on that Tracer, double flanking with DPS for Germany.
Meanwhile, United Kingdom playing very much boots on the ground with the tanks, and this means Kodak's going to be very careful. Cruz can speed boost here and try and just run this ball of meat into Kodak, who won't really have much recourse to try and stop them. For now, though, United Kingdom, they seem pretty happy to just post up on the point, wait for Germany to try and make their entrance. Mete going to be moving over now on to the Wrecking Ball, wants to try and displace the tanks of United Kingdom.
Franks has actually switched over to that Genji as well. Remember, 3-3, the lack of range here is going to be a bit of a problem for them. Wrecking Ball does go in, Super Slam onto 3 members, but that Adaptive Shield is going to come quite in handy as he has about 900, almost 1,000 HP there. Gets chased out, but turns into a meatball and ends up running away. Does swing in once more, has got that pile driver, goes down again, doesn't quite find anything else, but he's just building up that ultimate so quickly, doing that time and time again, meaning that minefield is going to be so destructive when they want to go for the point.
He does have a huge amount of health though, so every time he engages, he does give a huge amount of ultimate charge to the United Kingdom.
Getting a little dizzy, not going to lie. There's the hammer, hits the ground, doesn't find anybody, and in fact, the monkey is going to escape alive. They do have minefield available. Mete does get boot out of the ball. However, that hacked health pack is going to provide a lot of HP, a lot of regen for it. Speaking about regen, that's a rally coming through from the UK.
That's actually a great hammer hit there from Christopher. He managed to make sure that he could stop Mete's momentum and allow that knockback to not go through by hitting him with a hammer midway through a jump. Nesh coming in with EMP though.
Big EMP, but the problem is that's a lot of armor. Cranks comes in with the blade as well, does try and get the double dash straight through the Brigitte, but the problem is Kodak is ready and waiting for him, and in fact Boombox found the kill with the orb somehow. Christopher is playing a game. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's playing a game of golf with Mete as he does send him off the edge.
Golf. Oh, Jules, you do crack me up. Germany, though, they're getting cracked up as well. They are being heavily damaged by United Kingdom here, and Kim's ready to bring in the pain with the Graviton Surge. 73% in favor of United Kingdom, who remain in control. Germany yet to get any time on the point. They could have a Nano Winston come through here with Kodak and the Nano Boost.
Oh, here's the mines. The hack straight onto somebody. Not quite sure who that was, but it doesn't seem to matter as Kid does have that Graviton Surge. Nano Monkey in the air was Primal Raging. Not the best target for the Nano Boost. He is going to survive a heck of a long time, but can't get the necessary damage down you can with the Tesla Coil. Will be Bruggy finishing off 2 members, eliminating Smex's mech as well. A nice recap here coming through from Germany. All the aid of the minefield. So easy it is for Medday just to get to the back line, drop the minefield, and then push the UK into it.
It was a clean recap, but it did require 4 ultimates. What we saw there is that Nesh managed to get a hack off onto Kib, and when you hack someone, you can see the tick above their head to indicate their ultimate is ready. So now Germany know exactly what to expect. They know that Kib and his Graviton Surge is the key to victory here, and they're going to be trying to mitigate that. They don't have a defense matrix, so it's going to be cranked with a reflex. Will be the primary defense that could come through.
Yeah, but look at all those shiny ticks that UK have. This is only 1 fight needed, like you said. Boombox is going to get hacked, so can't use that Coalescence just yet, but maybe it doesn't even need it. There's a Graviton Surge, only catches 1, but that might also be all that they need. As Mente does come into the point. However, Smex doing a good lot of work here, just deflecting a lot of that damage through that defense matrix. Frank's doing a good job. The problem is, you've got Kib to mess with. You can't deflect those laser beams. There's the minefield on the point once more, but Smex didn't quite eat any of them, but Mente is all alone here, just trying to defend against the point as long as he can. Almost goes into the dunk. Nice sleep dart, but the issue is, Smex is still alive. They've still got a couple of people that can contest in Cranks and Nesh, though.
Didn't come into contested time though. Progy's on the point, but United Kingdom are in control. 99%. Progy's going Primal Rage.
Primal Rage kill. That is going to be a hack onto the zone. He gets pushed off the cliff. Christopher's going to find one, but Progy might have just saved it all. He's going to leap away. Remember, range is the problem for the United Kingdom. They need to be able to get Christopher out of there. Not quite enough as Mete swings in for the victory. Hack again, landing onto Cruz. Problem is, when you lose here, you can't wall ride, you can't escape, and you can't stall for time. Germany is going to flip it over at 50%.
Actually managed to confiscate the skates. Cruz is on a timeout and he's going to have to wait to respawn to get back into here. 57% and ticking for Germany here, but a little bit more studious contesting to not allow United Kingdom to flip that over. Could put them in a 1-win situation. Instead, they're going to have to hold out for 2 more fights. We have seen Kib still hold on to this Graviton Surge, or rather he's got another one. He managed to only catch Progy at the last. He's been farming this up very effectively on Mete.
Kodak's got the boost as well. Crank's looking very scary. He's looking to his supports. He's like, Kodak, I'm ready, buddy. Just send me in. Blade, Nano, straight in onto the bubble of Kib. He goes down extremely low, but caught in the Graviton Surge. He's trying to deflect everything as the sound barrier comes out as well to keep them all alive. But Smex with the bomb. Kills 2. Mikey gets the shield bash kill onto Mete. And there's the beat as well from the UK to seal the deal. Smex with over 1,000 HP. Overtime ticks through. And the UK are going to find the first win on Li Jiao.
EMP was there, but it was too little, too late, and Cruz knew exactly what was coming. He knew he could just stay out of the way, come in after, slam down that beat, and make sure that one was coming home for the UK, who now have claimed control, but that does mean that Germany do get our choice of map as we move into hybrid.
It's a little bit of back and forth there from the Lucio and the Sombra. Who is going to drop that ultimate first? The EMP just shredding through the sound barrier, but more often than not, we see Cruz holding onto it for a fairly long time, because when you have that Sombra against the 3-3, you want to just be able to get it on as many members as possible. You can't really wait for that sound barrier to come out.
Yeah, Cruz is a very effective Lucio. He's been playing it for a long time. Not usually when Sombra's been out. I think as Sombra was released, Cruz did move over onto that Genji role where she was equally as annoying, turning off those double jumps and whatnot. But we did see that interplay between those two come into play here, and want to see if it continues to happen, if Nesh is going to continue playing Sombra. And I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Seems to be a very effective pick at shutting down these tank-heavy compositions, which the UK are bringing to bear.
And shutting down those mobile supports also, like you just mentioned, if you do hack the Lucio, you can't wall ride anymore, which is kind of frustrating.
Turn off the skates, man.
Just turn off the skates.
Just like Soldier, you turn off his legs.
Yeah, I guess you do. I haven't actually thought about that interaction before, but yeah, I guess. Maybe he's got like bionic legs.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, I don't know, it helps him run. He's an old guy, like maybe he needs it. I don't know. Regardless, I think Sombra is a big talking point in a lot of these games. It's been a rather interesting change last time around, and this time we've got infinite stealth. So you can garner a lot of information. You can also sit on the top of the enemy support, on top of the Zenyatas, anybody that's very immobile, and just delete them from the back without anybody really knowing where you are. And you can also just send out that big EMP and then double hack somebody, and removing all abilities, especially from a 3-3, and the barriers and shields, is sometimes a little bit too much.
Especially from a Reinhardt, but Reinhardts are at their most effective when they're playing around a payload, and our most popular payload map thus far has been King's Row. We'll have to see if Germany want to take us there against what we've been seeing from the side of the UK. And no, it will be Eichenwald, a little bit less friendly to those ground-based compositions, with a high ground that's around on the second point.
German team, too much on the German map. Quite quaint. Can you imagine if they did lose that and actually UK would have chosen King's Row? Would it make a lot of sense? Just saying. Just keep with the theme.
Well, the UK say it's coming home, but for now, Germany's coming home. We'll have to see what we're going to try and bring out here. During contenders, we have seen quite a few triple DPS defenses for Eichenwald first, with people playing Pharaoh, moving around that central clock tower, which gives you a whole lot of cover so you can rotate around that versus some hit scans. But it does look like for now we will see the UK side on the defense first, I think.
UK on offense.
I don't know, James.
Unlucky. Well, it's all right. Germany on the defense. So, now, like we mentioned before, Farah players pretty big on the side of both sides. And in fact, like we mentioned, Nesh being the teammates of Mikey A and Kiev, they can all play Farah. We'll see if they do want to run with that out of the gate, although Nesh, maybe sticking onto this Sombra. We saw Cranks actually on this Tracer, and we said, okay, there's a lot of flank and dive potential there with the Tracer and Nesh on the Sombra, but then he switched quickly over to the Genji. We'll see if he wants to do the same thing here, because right now, they haven't really got anything that's too much of a threat to aerial targets, apart from the hack coming out from Nesh.
Well, let's talk about the synergy that can happen between a Tracer and a Sombra. With a health pack, with a health pack control that you can get by hacking those health packs with a Sombra and increasing their respawn time, you can be a lot more independent as a Tracer. A Tracer's usually quite independent anyway because they just dash around into the health pack, don't have to tax too many resources from their healers, allowing a focus to be on the front line. And Nesh can do the same thing with the Sombra by using the translocator on top of a friendly hacked pack or put it near his support should healing be required. So if this composition comes out from Germany, and they can both sustain themselves on the side of a two flankers here for Nesh and Cranks, it does mean that Progi and Meta will be getting a huge amount of support from Kodak, who can just focus on them and healing up Immortal should he get dived.
Alright, triple. This is the dive DPS, the dive goat, sorry. It's the dotes. Apart from Mikey, actually, on the green. He wants to make sure that Cranks and Nesh have no room to move. You can see there. Didn't quite manage to land the flash bang, was a little bit too far away, so didn't even try. They will be moving forward rather quickly, and Germany have to hold the point here, or hold back, because you can't really hold the gate without a solid shield like Reinhardt. Rogi going extremely low, gets instantly hacked, although someone got hacked. I'm not sure if it was actually him, I doubt it, because you don't have a Sombra, but Boombox is going to easily take care of him. Christopher is going to fall as well, but UK, they've got the spawn advantage here as well.
Now they do. Christopher will be returning to the fray rather quickly, but so will Progi. They've got those leaps to play with, and right now Mikey is just trying to... He's going to try and weigh up which of his sightlines are most effective for him and his Peacemaker. You can see Christopher there on the right side of your screen about to re-enter, but Progi's back as well, so it's a full reset here for both teams.
A really aggressive roll there from Mikey A to try and get that flashbang. He saw the melee cancel from the Tracer there and tried to punch it, but she was already gone. Too late. There's Cranks with the nano boost though. A lot of healing coming through from Germany already, landing themselves in one, but Boombox says not today. Full right click straight through the skull of Cranks. Being Nesh translocating back, has got that small health pack hacked, and he almost has the EMP as well, but the problem is the rest of the UK are just cleaning up his team. Boombox with a couple of kills. Bit of tactical crouching on the point as well. There's certain dominance this.
He's just tuning his levitation mode as Jaws, making sure that he can fly the right level above that spray. Altitude is everything for Zenyatta, but Boombox managed to take out both of the German DPS during that fight, both with headshots. Cranks was put in the ground, as was Nesh afterwards. And we saw Nesh try and get that health pack hack so that Immortal could move onto that pack to try and sustain himself a little bit faster. Unfortunately, he was taken down before he could reach it. Now Nesh has got the EMP, going to try and halt United Kingdom's advantage early here. You can't help but think that Boombox is going to be the primary recipient of this EMP, as it does wipe away your shields and leave him with only 50 health, which can make him incredibly vulnerable.
They just used the armor pack as well from Gita to give him a little bit something extra, as Boombox does get hacked. Instantly killed. He just got deleted, just disappeared right in front of our very eyes. Oh dear. Kid is going to take out Cranks though, was in the back line still. That one shot coming through from Brigitte. Quite annoying if you're a Tracer player. Nesh is still going to spray and pray. Already has 35% up to another ultimate. That Primal Raging Winston's a very easy target to hit with that small submachine gun.
Mikey A's moved over now to the Sombra himself. Nesh is going to try and stay here to keep the synchronization. Now Progi has to move down. Cruiser dropped the sound barrier, so everyone's feeling rather resilient.
Sound barrier. Progi's going to follow up with the nano boost on the Winston. That's a transcendence, means he can't really do all of anything. Has got that primal rage still. Is going to get beaten senseless by the Vegeta if he takes the one-on-one. Mikey A switching over to a Sombra of his own. He's going to find his like for like in Nesh. Progi playing around his shields. He knows he can't really be anywhere near harm. Dotting in and out. Progi, use a primal rage man. I want to see him knock up people off the edge. Doesn't seem to matter though, as Mete is going to follow up with another couple of kills. Rather discoordinated this fight seems. Just a couple little fights here and there happening on the high ground and low ground. But that's what Hike and Bold Point 2 is all about.
It's just skirmishing everywhere, but Cruz got the assassination kill there onto Immortal, managed to skate up to the top, get a couple of headshots on the unsuspecting German flex support, and now Kib is going to be leading the charge as United Kingdom try and claim the high ground. Progi's going to try and meet them while Mikey A is going to keep this cart moving forward.
Christopher with the punishing body flog, although Progi is going to be able to get out alive for now, is in the halls, and there is a big health pack there if he does need to retreat, but the problem is, like you were mentioning, Mikey A is actually just pushing this cart, and in fact Germany have ignored it for the most part and allowed it to push under that bridge. Self-destruct coming out to try and catch any stragglers, but the problem is he didn't get all of anything. Mikey A with the big EMP is going to remove Progi's shields and his ability to leap out of the way, and that'll be Mete just left alone on the car, all hacked up, and is just going to take a dunk in the river, and that will be United Kingdom pushing through to the second point, although Nesh is on the sidelines here. Does have EMP still, could go for a storm here.
We're talking about the interplay between the Lucio and the Sombra, and this is definitely where it needs to happen.
Uh-oh. Primal Rage, Winston once again trying to push a couple of people off the edge. He's got one, can he get another? Cranks is going to follow, Progi gets two! Kib and Crusader going to go down. Perfectly timed to EMP from Nesh. He ends up falling, but it doesn't seem to matter. But Cloud9 just happened. Whoops-a-daisy. United Kingdom actually end up capping it, and Germany, even I didn't notice that one, mate.
So what I was saying regarding interplays between Lucio's and the Sombra is that Mike A managed to wait for Immortal to use that sound barrier before he used his own EMP and stripped all those shields away, and that's a huge negation of an ultimate, as well as allowing for the fight thereof to be very effective.
Incredible hack from Mikey A. The self-destruct is going to come in, but Nesh is going to be able to shield everybody up. Mete going extremely low, wants some more. Does use thrusters to try and get out alive, but the problem is this next already going to go down. Beautiful sleep on Kib from Spawn. They might be able to get an early pick-off, but the rest of his team and tanks are moving towards him to get that defense matrix and bubble down. They now have to react. 4 meters now remain for UK to actually just end this point and push right here, right now. Kib goes man mode and takes out 2 members. Mikey A is going to take out another one. This is just a disaster for Germany. UK just running right through them. Here's Mete as Baby Diva on the point. Immortal jumps on once more, but with 0.24 meters to go, the UK end up capping.
And momentum really was the helping hand for the UK there. It meant that we could see Mikey A move up onto high ground behind the German defense while they're still setting up and ensure that hack to come through onto Progi to start off with. No shield was available, no fire strike, no chance of an earth shatter either. He just had to move forward and swing or move back and swing, but he couldn't move backwards because over the top came Smex with the self-destruct. If he moved back into that, he'd be instantly evaporated. So instead he had to move forward, try and get whatever value he can out of swinging. And unfortunately, Germany weren't able to support him well enough. They all had to hide away from that self-destruct. Progi disintegrated, and everything just fell apart from there. Then the UK's tank line could surge forward without having to worry about a shield, without having to leave their backline completely undefended as it were before, because they just moved forward together.
Mike A switching over to that Sombra. That's all they needed. Couldn't get the hack off onto the Reinhardt. Followed up with self-destruct. Everybody was a little bit too quick for that. But Nesh sticking on the Sombra more often than not here. Doesn't want to switch over to something like Widowmaker, which he is very famous for. Ikevold not too great, especially first point for Widows, but you can play it on second rather effectively. We'll see what they want to do as they go on the attack first up here. Or second up, sorry. We are on round 2, of course. 2 minutes and 48 in the time bank for the UK as well. That's pretty healthy for Ikevold.
Yeah, that is a very healthy time bank for Ikevold. Ikevold's one of those maps where we often see stops occur on the second or third point. It often just comes down to a game of distance between 2 teams regarding who's going to win out this map. But now, Germany have a lot on their plates. They have to complete this map. And not only that, they have to complete with some time remaining in the bank. Otherwise, United Kingdom will get a free attack with 2 minutes and 48 in their bank to try and take the first tick of the first points. But Looking too far into the future here, Jaws. For here and now is Germany preparing for their attack. And Crank's on that Doomfist. I want to see it happen, buddy. Don't disappoint me. No, you will. It's Genji. Genji's not that disappointing, but he's still fun to watch.
I'm pretty disappointed every time I get killed by Doomfist.
Well, speaking of things that are not disappointing, we are seeing Boombox come out on his famous Ana and Cruz on the Mercy. That's a lot of healing available for United Kingdom. Mostly it's going to be Cruz sticking up with Kib in the air, but Nesh can try and ground them here by using that hack onto Kib and disabling those jet boosters.
So he knows where the hacked health pack is now, so that's actually quite a bit of information for Nesh, because he knows where the Sombra is going to be translocating to. You can see it there. Now the translocator is popped down by Mikey A. He's going to try and get the hack on the Winston so he can't actually be out of danger. Can't quite get it just yet, although just around the corner he does, but Nesh is going to get bio-naded. Forced to actually use that recall fairly early, but Mete taking out Christopher is a very good start for Germany.
Froggy here is just going to be touching his little paws onto the point, and now he's got his eyes on Cruz.
Oh, Cruz taking extremely low. Bionade did land on him, a friendly one at that, so additional healing coming out from the Ana. Double main here, and extremely tough to actually contend with, especially when Ana does land a good Bionade. Nesh takes out the mech of Smex, but look, they're still on the point. They actually need to contest at this very moment. UK doing a good job now, just trying to clean up as much as they can. Only got a couple of members remaining, and a lot of hacks will be coming out from Nesh, just meaning no one has any abilities, no one has any mobility. 5-kill streak for Cranks as well on the Tracer, and look at that ultimate bank as well from Germany, only missing 2.
You can see exactly why Germany decided to pick Eichenwald as their preferred map. They can bring out these dive tanks that Progi's so good on with this Winston. We've seen just how effective his Primal Rages can be, and that's a really admirable trait for Winstons. A lot of them can hit their leaps, a lot of them really know how to sustain themselves, but great Primal Rages are an incredibly rare trait in some of these Winston players.
Progi jumps straight in, the EMP landed as well. The bomb is going to catch 2. Mete lands it on the roof. Boombox and Cruz didn't know exactly what hit him. They're going to dump straight back to the car. Need to get a little bit of space, or a little bit of distance in fact. But issue is the rest of the UK is doing a good job pushing them right up their spawn. Mete is going to dash back, but is going to get instantly hacked nicely onto Smex. Christopher unleashing that Primal Rage to keep everybody away from the car.
And this is solo healed here by Kib with his Brigida. He's almost fallen. Now he's down. Boombox and Cruz are going to be returning. Boombox still has the nano boost should he wish to use it. We'll give that 300 HP heal, as well as the damage reduction and the damage increase by the afflicted target. Christopher can quickly move forward, just playing a little bit of footsie here with the tank line of
They have nano boost as well, yeah. They use it fairly early, so Christopher doesn't receive a whole lot of HP, and he's going to get instantly naded, so wants to be a little bit more careful. Damage resistance on the nano target also, and that is a beat coming out from Germany to keep everybody alive. Okay, very early support ultimates to use, and they still have that nano of themselves available, so they could use it on Progi if necessary, but he has Primal Rage to keep himself alive and stalling the cart for a little bit longer. Cruz, wrong place, wrong time, buddy. Gets instantly hacked, drops to the floor, and ends up dropping even further as his face hits it as well.
At least he did manage to get a few seconds on the cart and delay it for that long. Just trying to whip down Germany's time bank, because of course it is in the mind of the United Kingdom that they do have a full completion here. If they can't hold Germany completely, they can hold them to a lesser time and increase their chances of victory. Nesh almost has the EMP, and he's going to be crucial here for the engagement. An EMP into a nano boosted Winston. That's a Winston Primal Rage. That's not the ideal DPS combination, Jaws.
Oh, you saw her just jumping back. Doesn't want to use the EMP just yet. No, they got the Primal Rage to push everybody forward. Problem is, no one is actually pushing the payload. There we go. Finally, someone's on it. Smex is now going to try and contest. Nesh was showing us some sweet parkour skills. EMP on the back line. Instantly takes out Immortal. No mobility, no problem. There's the bomb once again. Smex! Oh, no. The push from the bomb sends him over the edge as his mech gets obliterated. Albie Cranks cleaning the rest of the supports up as well. Boombox kept alive, however, by the ever continuing support from Cruz. Nice stick, though. That won't survive you no matter how much healing you do end up having. Mete is going to take out Cruz in the end, and Albie Cranks just finishing this one up. Doesn't really want to duel a Sombra. Nope, that's exactly why you don't want to do that. Merkier is going to take him out in the end.
Germany have about 1 minute and 20 seconds now to try and beat the time the United Kingdom posted for their full completion of Eichenwald. Doesn't like people are going to be moving back towards their spawn to try and rotate these heroes. It doesn't like they're going to be bringing up the full 3-3 composition. But Kodak's going to be staying on the Ana. No more of this time. We're going to have a mix of offensive and defensive power. A huge amount of healing, but also a Vardar grenade.
The self-destruct only destroys the shield. Mikey is going to move forward. Froggy is going to go down. Christopher just doing a good job of swinging the hammer. Exactly what you want to do in the 3-3 comp to build up that Earth Shatter rather quickly. No big speed boost here coming through as well for Cruz. So he's going to just jump off the edge though. Just give Germany a little bit of advantage. Not really sure where he went there. Just kind of skated off into his own doom. Big sleep onto Christopher here. Can they make anything of it though? A big ping comes in, but an instant particle barrier coming through from the side to make sure he stepped alive. But now, with with Cruz going down here and only just getting back to the point of actually forced to use the Transcendence fairly early. Nano Reinhardt moving forward. Froggy is going to be able to get a lot of ult charge through this Nano also, but can't quite land the Sings. They are going to eventually break the barrier down as well to push them forward ever closer to that third cap point.
Quick disengage there from United Kingdom using the speed boost from Cruz. Now Froggy was taken down. No one was taken down by Earth Shadow Bow.
Oh, Nesh got dragged into that one in the last second, ends up falling as the Bionade hit him as well. Smex, Boombox, Kib, they got their names on the scoreboards. Kib's going to push forward at 100% charge there, or almost. Smex still has that self-destruct. They did use a fair lot of ultimates there, but they got a couple of support ones coming online fairly soon.
Germany going to be mixing this one up. They no longer want to play on the Ana. They don't want that Nano business. Instead, they want to play on the Zenyatta. We're going to match Boombox Orb for Orb here. We're going to have the Discord Orb usually on Christopher. The second that he drops that shield, it's going to be afflicting him. And onto the bridge is their self-destruct. They won't be claiming anyone.
No, but Froggy's going to get claimed by Boombox. He has the better orbs for the time being. Jeez.
And the backflip. Sticks for landing.
Goodness. A lot of parkour skills coming out from Germany, showing their flexibility as a roster. Something that UK said they had a lot of as well. You know, a little team interview. And they're flexing it right now. We've seen a lot from these DPS players. Mikey A playing the Brigitte a fair bit, and we've seen the Sombra as well.
You can see that UK here are going to be very aggressive because Boombox does have the Transcendence. For the weakness of having the Zenyatta comes if you don't have the healing to try and sustain you as much. We're going to try and have a quick disengage as Cranks brings out the rally. There's Graviton Surge.
Graviton Surge, Transcendence is going to come through as well. Beautiful barriers from Kid there to make sure he stays alive. The Shadow does hit the floor. Kid's going to get sent down with it. But the problem was, Boombox is doing his Transcendence. Means he wasn't as so vulnerable. And a beat coming out from the UK to keep them alive and well for the time. Germany just can't crack this defense, the United Kingdom. They're throwing ult after ult after ult, but they still manage to get the payload moving, and that's what's important. Graviton on the side of the cart. No Transcendence to deal with, and that will mean Christopher's going to be a little bit more vulnerable because he does let down the shield to try and get some swings off. And that'll be Germany still inches away from actually getting this cart delivered. There's the bomb straight on top of their own self-destruct to stop the ever relentless Germany from getting on the point. Boombox takes out Kodak in his like for like, granting him a Transcendence, and uses that to win out the fight for the UK.
Respawn attrition really was not in favor of Germany there. Nesh brought down the Graviton Surge, and they only managed to take out a couple of members. Boombox could sustain Christopher by using that Transcendence, keeping everyone on the point and keeping their hopes and dreams alive. Germany's, though, are ticking away second by second. They've got 38 remaining. This is one or two fights, Jaws, and they need to get it in the next one if they want any hope of claiming more than a draw from Eichenwald. Progi has the Earth Shadow ready. Mete has the self-destruct, and they're coming in together.
Oh, Progi's already taken out Christopher, which means there's no shield to protect Mikey A. The hammer hits the floor, and Cruz is going to go down. Germany's still moving forward. Now 15 seconds remain for their time bank. Another Graviton Surge is going to land on the car, but this time around they've got the Trans to actually deal with it.
10 seconds.
is going to go down. 10 seconds. They're trying to push into overtime here. They want to be able to do it, so the UK only needs to go for this one attack.
2
but
seconds.
Progre and Nesh, they're going to be able to just clean the rest of them up. An exploding hamster gets sends Sky high. Round 2 completion as Germany find the 3 cap.
But just a second and a half too late, Jaws. They've given away any chance of winning this map, and for now, it will be Germany hoping for a draw on Hybrid. But United Kingdom, 2 minutes and 48 seconds to claim, but 33.3% of Eichenwald first, and they did it quite sharpish last time. Love to see. They're discussing strategy. You can see here Boombox discussing what's going to be done. Looks like there's a Zenyatta on his screen. That means that a huge amount of damage can be coming out, and we see the Winston from the side of Christopher here. And he's talking about a dive, you can tell, because look at those hand motions. There's some very specific professional hand motions right there, Jules.
I'm going to translate real quick what just happened there. It's going to be easy clap if we just dive, dive, dive. That was the hand motions he was making. I haven't taken any sign language courses, but Christopher, a rather animated individual, as you could see.
We speak British sign language, Jules.
Just hand motions on him going, kill this person. See dive, Winston, kill him.
Well, Germany are going to be trying to make that not happen. And to do so, just like Progi and Cranks are going to be on those, what I like to call the boots on the ground tanks for Reinhardt and for Zaya. They'll be very able to defend each other using their respective shields, and Meta's going to be there as usual on the Diva. Kodak and Immortal are going to be on these dual support heroes here. It looks like it's going to be an early attempt at an ambush from Germany to try and bring down the clock that the United Kingdom have. We're coming out with 2 ranged DPS, Mikey A onto the creek. It was on Mahanzo, but I think it may have just been from a Sonic scouting arrow. Didn't catch this ambush, but now we've got to go through the second one. There's a speed boost.
Oh, Froggy is going to land straight on top of the support's heads. He's going to get battered around a little bit by the Brigitte, and he's actually going to back off here, and it goes down, in fact. They have the aerial superiority. The United Kingdom gave them the old loop-de-loop, ended up taking the high ground straight away from them. Christopher with those dive tactics, like I said, Winston dive, 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 kill, 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 and that's exactly what happened to Progry. He's going to be coming back from spawn, but look, UK have already got half the time they actually need on this point, and in fact, Mete's going to go down with the mech. Immortal Nesh trying to get onto the point, but it's too little too late as Smex finds Cranked. Progry got back, wonders where his team actually went. Baby Diva falls, and that'll be UK taking Eichenwald.
Germany tried the ambush gambit, went around the back, but UK spun them around faster, caught up in the whirlwind of a British hurricane, got turned around, chewed up, and spit out as we move into our half-time. Doesn't like United Kingdom feeling very good about this one. Has been a little bit more close than we could have anticipated here, but you can see Christopher there. Quick exhale, he knows he's done good.
Told you, Christopher's a very animated individual. He was like, see, told you, dive, kill, we win. That's exactly what he said. I can read lips. 2-0 now for the United Kingdom. Germany on the back foot. They do get another map choice though, Harry, so this could be their time to shine. And
they could go to Assault. You can go for a less regularly played map like Horizon Lunar Colony. Most teams do decide to go to Temple of Anubis. It was their first map designed for Overwatch. Everyone knows how to play it. Or you can go to Lost Sky, one of the old classics. Hanamura, a bit more of a rare pick, but could be in the mix here for Germany if they want to play around like a high ground sort of defense, or maybe on the defensive second bring out like a combination of Zenyatta and Ana. We do know that Immortal can play the Zenyatta should it be required, and Kodak's a fantastic Ana.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see though. We are going to jump to a quick break, guys. Won't be long. We are back for game number 3.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by Omen by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup, and by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever.
In the Overwatch League, you're hyping up the chat, taking your team to hashtag trending, and spreading memes at tracer level speed.
All while watching us cap the point.
Speed like that deserves a network that can keep up. With T-Mobile, get all the Overwatch League you can handle with coast-to-coast coverage. Now your arena is where you make it.
Welcome back, guys. This is the United Kingdom versus Germany. Right now, 2-0 for the United Kingdom. Christopher was saying how easy clap it would be, but regardless, Germany have been putting up a heck of a fight.
Yeah, 4-3 on Eichenwald there, and can see that Germany are putting up a fight. We saw some 99s and 99s on control as well, and we are going to be moving into Assault, which can sort of even things up because it can be incredibly hard to take those second points unless you're incredibly well-drilled and practiced on a particular map. And of course, this is once again the map pick of Germany, so they can really take an advantage and start off on their reverse sweep.
Got to think as well, big map pool to practice. So these teams are going to have to drilling hard, and you can't exactly pick the specific maps because you're like, okay, so what's Germany's best map? What's Netherlands' best map? What's France's best map? You can't. There's so many maps that the teams could choose from. It's kind of hard to pin down what a bad map would be for any team. United Kingdom, though, this isn't going to be their choice, so you can imagine Germany have drilled this map coming up rather thoroughly. And you've got to say, Nesh has been doing a fantastic job. He's been on the Sombra more often than not. He's been hacking the right targets. We saw a couple of times where they tried to couple this EMP or just the hack onto the Reinhardt with the self-destruct. Some of the times it doesn't work out, as the Lucio on the enemy team is quite easily able to speed boost everybody out. But Nesh has been just finding himself in such good positions.
But let's talk about his teammate from British Hurricane over on the side of Great Britain. Let's talk about Kib and what he has been doing thus far. He's been an incredibly effective Xayah. Look at that. 19k damage done on his time on Xayah thus far. 17 ultimate kills.
The notorious KYB, 33 high energy kills out of the 38 eliminations. Kind of insane. And the ultimate kills as well, 17. He knows he can trust his team for the follow-up.
It's like a 7.6 KD, I think.
Okay, you do the math, it's fine.
I'm bad at mathematics, but I think that's about 7.6 in terms of KD, so Kib's going to be feeling very happy with himself after those few rounds. It's been a very impressive Xayah. He's had to be going up against Nesh, who's been sort of flexing between the Xayah or do I play the Sombra?
Yeah, it doesn't like we've actually got a sub coming in for the UK.
Hey, there he is.
There we go. Another three-letter acronym there. KSP subbing in for Mikey A. Now, KSP has definitely been a guy in EU contenders that everybody's had a lot of chatter about. This guy has kind of been silent when it comes to Widowmaker play, and it's been a while since we've seen him and roll up. He's been rather talked about as well here at World Cup, and he's actually a fairly scary player when it comes down to it. Him and Nesh are going to have to face off against each other, and one thing you've got to keep in mind also, KSP being an EU contender has had this this backing from a lot of players and can look to people like Nesh for a lot of support when it comes to that role. Does look like we're going on to Voskaya Industry, perfect Widow map as well for KSP and Nesh to bring out on. And even a lot of teams have been saying KSP is kind of this hidden dark horse.
And you can see how much of a hot talent the KSP is because he's moved around various teams within EU contenders. A lot of teams are trying to like poach him and pick him up. Everyone wants to try and get their hands on him. Let's see if Overwatch League teams are going to be feeling the same, because I'm sure he's got a few tryouts thus far. After he shows his skills here, he may well have a couple more. United Kingdom this time, once again, going to be starting off on the defense. Germany on the attack this time.
Well, we get to at least see what UK actually want to run with out the gate, which is always quite nice. Doesn't like KSP is going to be on the Widow. Kib and Boombox, yeah, McCree and the Wrecking Ball. No way they're actually going to play those, so they're just going to jump off the edge rather quickly. Same with Smex, they're just playing with them.
They're just going for a dip, man. Some ice-cold bars. It's good for skin, I imagine.
You imagine? Not actually sure,
well,
but
it could be good for your skin, but bad for your life if you get hypothermia.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one ready to pull you out. We haven't got a hero that can, like,
well, imagine if that large mecha just, like, scooped you out.
Like the mech. That's
yeah,
like
it looks like a combat mecha, but it's actually just search and rescue.
A lifesaver mecha. I don't know. Well, Germany might need saving here. They are on the offense. UK on the defense. We are seeing Kip set up his translocator in this small little house here. He's got a rather nice repertoire of health pack destruction hack. He's got the big one underneath the right-hand side. He's got that small one in the little shack there as well. As Germany roll out the gates, looks like they're going for the Sombra too.
And Kip there, trying to make sure that his translocator was in a position where it's very hard to be destroyed. It's only got 5 health, so it can quickly be swept through by a Winston with that Tesla cannon, which does 5 damage per tick. We'll have to see if that will be the case this time. KSB going to be looking down these sidelines, and already he's going to try and take down the shield, making sure that his shots won't be intercepted by that.
Oof. Took a rather sharp shuriken to the face, though. You can see now Germany trying to set up for a dive onto KSB and the rest of the supports in the United Kingdom. But a quick rotation here from KSB. Finds a headshot onto the mech as well. Does a fair bit of damage. Mete is going to have to back off momentarily as he does get healed up. Here's the counter dive in it. Yeah, okay, he's dead. Froggy and Cranks are going to pick up a kill. That was instantaneous. You saw KSB half turn round, instantly die, with 2 members going down and Smex falling soon after. Germany, unrelenting assault on the first point. They are going to be able to take it rather readily.
Well, we saw there that Progi slightly overshot his dive, which means that when KSP turned away to try and grapple, Progi knew exactly where he was going to try and grapple to, caught him midway through that grapple, jumped on top of him, and that's really where the large amount of Winston's burst damage comes from. If you can hit someone with the epicenter of a jump, it does 50 damage, and that's really what can help you defeat people and take them down quickly. That's what got the killing blow onto KSP and really sealed that one for Germany. And you can see exactly why they chose Volskaya Industries. That was a well-practiced and well-drilled dive. Cranks has almost got that blade ready to go, can try and move forward here with momentum. This is going to be their best chance to try and take this with a nano blade, Jaws. It'll be very hard for United Kingdom to try and stop this. It's going to be about Cruz potentially with a boop or Kip with a hack.
Blade. There's the nano straight on top of the supports. That's
There's
exactly
the
where he
boot.
wants to be. He got booped away. He can't really do all too much now. Just jump straight onto the point there as KSP had his back turned to. Nesh is going to get taken out by Kib as he ends up just slicing and dicing him. The problem is right now, UK are just going to rout the rest of the members of Germany. And with 2 big ultimates down now for them, they've only got a couple left. They're going to have to make work with that EMP. No nano boost to keep anybody alive in the front line.
And we talked about the 2 ways which United Kingdom could have affected that nano blade. They used both of them. Not only did Cruz get the boop when the dive was used onto Boombox, that's a long reflex on the grenade right there, but they also used Kib's EMP to make sure that he couldn't move for any further forward. Nesh, he's going to have a little bit of trouble here with the Sombra because he cannot hack that health pack, which Kib has territory control of. Means he's going to be far less useful.
Nice EMP. Christopher's going to get sent down to the ground. Can't use that jetpack to get back up again. Proby's going to jump to the back line. He's got that fire grenade on top of him, so receives a little bit extra healing, but now he's just going to zone everybody out. Boombox is going to unleash... Oh, sorry, Cruz is going to unleash the sound barrier. Boombox didn't receive any of it. He goes down extremely low. This is perfect for Froggy right now. Can unleash the Primal Rage. Pushes one in. Oh, almost goes down in himself. Nesh takes out Boombox as well as Smex the mech falling. Froggy's just been an absolute giant on this rampaging gorilla. And now a hack comes out from the United Kingdom as the EMP does land on a few and a nano boost as well onto Germany. They were able to build that one up rather quickly.
You can see that Cruz's knowledge of spacing from his moving between roles really means that he can always get great value out of his boots. Progi here is under pressure though, the Nano Diva too much.
They do manage to secure a couple of ticks. Germany backing off for the time being. They have to wait for Cranks. He now has the Dragon Blade once again. Self-destruct. Launched into the air, nothing found from it. And Proggy ends up going down, was caught between a rock and a hard place, the hard place being Christopher and the rock being that massive wall at his back. And that'll be Cranks just getting a couple of deflects off, but they're just going to rally together as 6 and push him once again.
Kodak used the Nano Boost there onto Progi because he's generating them at a rate where he cannot wait for Cranks to get the blade. So now he's going to have to generate another 30% before the Nano Blade can come through again. But this time, Cranks need to be very much more cognizant of the boots that Cruz is using. Maybe Progi can dive in first, force out that boop to make sure that Progi isn't onto Boombox, and then Cranks can make his own insertion.
You can't boop if you haven't got abilities. There comes the EMP. Christopher once again suffering from that. KSP as well. And now Nesh is going to be able to build another EMP out rather rapidly because he is just going to tear through KSP, who gets double hacked. Here's the blade from Cranks. Is going to pull it out. Nano comes out as well. Christopher's going to go down, finds the D-Vec and the kill and the point cap. Germany, they only needed 33% and they end up securing it rather quickly.
They did. 2 ticks were accrued, of course, on those first pushes. So now Germany only needed a little bit of time on the point. And of course, after that EMP, we did see everyone back off and give a huge amount of space to Germany. That's a great time bank there. They've only used about half their time. Lost about 9 seconds of their initial time bank. 3 minutes and 51 remain. But we'll have to see if United Kingdom can match this, do it faster, or if they will be held. Does look like Germany are quite formidable on Volskaya Industries, so potentially we could see a full hold here.
Yeah, funnily enough, they picked the map. Who'd have thought it? You
We
pick
like
the map you
Qualifier
win.
Industries.
Exactly, and like I said, the map pool is open. So they could have gone to literally anywhere, and clearly Volskaya, they've practiced a lot of the time. We are going to see the UK now. They're going to be on the offense. We saw the first push end KSP's life so quickly when he was on the Widowmaker. They kind of baited him around. They were able to push through onto this onto the truck and then look to kind of set up the dive. And then as soon as they saw KSP move and the rest of the supports move onto the other side, instantaneous leaps coming through from the D.Va and the Winston, and the Cranks up there as well on the Genji.
KSP got hit by a hack as well coming through from Nesh, and I'd like to see Smex doing a little bit more just random fire with the D.Va pellets, because they have such a wide spread. They're very good at just dealing damage in like tiny little increments, like 1 or 2. But that's all you need to interrupt a hack coming out from a Sombra. So if you have Nesh or, well, Smex or Mete occasionally just flicking their cursor over towards a revealed Sombra who's in a brawl, you will be able to consistently stop those hacks from happening, because you'll be able to hit it with just a couple of pellets, and that will make sure that the hack is cancelled. And you have to try and channel it again. It means a lot of downtime from the Sombras, less DPS coming out from that Uzi. And when you've got less DPS coming out, that means that you're better able to sustain, even if a hack does eventually occur.
No hacks, no problem. UK going for more of a full dive, or not full dive, half and half really. KSP is going to be detected and instantly slammed. Beautiful sleep down from Kodak. It's going to get protected by the bubble though. He gets up rather quickly. Yep. Switch. Is he going to switch? Yeah. All right. He's going to go on to the Widowmaker. Is that enough?
That's enough of that nonsense. Kodak there managed to get the stealth sleep down. That's all that he needed. He knew exactly where that Sombra was going to be at that moment. Mete's going to make sure that everyone's been warded away with those pellets. Checking for those stealthy individuals. Kib taken down, Cruz there with the resurrection. Now KSP has to try and claim this space for himself. He has to have a zone of influence down this sightline, and Smex is going to be offering that to him by using the defense matrix, making sure he can't be sniped.
Yeah, see, what they're doing here is just escorting KSP. Apparently he doesn't need escorting though, as Cranks does end up going down. Nice resurrection coming through. Can he actually end up getting it? He does, but Nesh is going to kill off Boombox. Okay, now support down for the UK. Resurrection won't be available for another few seconds, and Germany are going to ingress onto that dead body to make sure they can't go for Reyes. Christopher ends up going down, and Nesh, he's already got the Infocytes. He's going to pop them fairly early here to make sure that UK can't make a push in.
Nesh there very much trying to make sure he didn't use those Infocytes, but eventually found himself pressured into doing it because he knew KSP was around, and he thought that KSP, being as formidable as he was, could potentially carry United Kingdom through here. You can trade out so effectively with a Widowmaker when you have the respawn advantage that you do on a first point attack on an assault map, because the defense spawns so far back, Jaws.
Cruiser's Valkyrie though. Got to keep an eye in the sky, although one swift shot from Nesh to end him. However, Boombox has got that Transcendence coming up as well. And we have got Nano Boost available for Kodak, so support ultimates almost across the board. Nesh taking out KSP, as this is resurrected. Help from Christopher and Smex to make sure they stay alive. Bubble and Defense Matrix doing a good job there. Franks has that Dragon Strike available, but with that signal to the Valkyrie being used, and that does mean that everybody's going to get split up as that Dragon Strike does come through. Self-destruct over the top of the base. Nice Transcendence from Boombox to keep himself alive, but with that ultimate now down, he can't actually defend against anybody, not at least against Froggy, who's so likely to need it in that Primal Rage. Straight after that Transcendence goes down, make sure he just pays his teammates a little bit of a visit. 10 HP does end up falling though, as Boombox does punish him for going so far and deep in.
Froggy there got a little bit greedy with a Primal Rage, decided he wanted the extra leap to try and pursue Kib, who was so low. Kib's going to be throwing in that Dragon Strike, and everyone's going to have to scatter. Cranks caught midway through his retreat.
KSP is going to find yet another kill on the Widowmaker. Now he can just set up there on this point, have a high ground advantage, and you can see Smex has found out Kodak is hiding in the corner. The Sleep Dart not really hitting anything. In fact, I think it actually just got eaten. He even has self-destruct. Germany, they might want to go for a small re-engage. I'm not entirely sure what their plan is. There we go, Froggy coming in, instantly discorded though, goes extremely low. Backs off towards that big health pack. And Mete lands himself in a bit of a hot and bother, although a nano boosted Winston is going to jump straight in and punish everybody for trying to take out Mete.
The nano and damage boost coming through from Immortal means a huge amount of DPS from Program. I imagine it's about 100 maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not going to do the maths right now, Jaws. Actually, it's about 108. But speaking of numbers, 47 seconds remain for United Kingdom, who have only claimed 2 ticks thus far. It's not going to be quite as swift as Germany with their own attack. And now United Kingdom, they've got to be feeling a little bit hot under the collar. Could this be the start of a German reverse sweep?
KSP activating the Infocytes. Boombox has the Transcendence. Cruz unleashes his ultimate fairly early on. And now Nesh is on the low ground, not exactly where he wants to be. The self-destruct comes in, and it isn't... Oh, he finds Immortal, sorry. Kev is going to find 2 as well. Just nets himself with a Dragon Strike as he strikes the rest of Germany straight back to their spawn. Team kill for the United Kingdom. That's all they needed, apparently, to secure 33%. And now they get a couple extra minutes in their time bank, 4 minutes to attack the second point.
You'd be surprised how many problems in Overwatch Jaws can be solved with a team kill. 4 minutes remain now, though, for United Kingdom. They are 9 seconds away from having Germany having a superior time bank. So we've got to move forward rather sharpish right here. Boombox does have that Transcenders ready to go, but Cruz, having moved over from the Mercy onto the Lucio, now will be swiftly building up towards a fresh Ultima.
Dragon Strike comes from Germany. That will be another Primaration probe. He doesn't quite find any victims just yet, although Christopher does. He lands on top of Nesh's head, ends up killing him, and that'll be a nano-boosted Winston once more. Every single time, Progress is seeing so much support from both Kodak and Immortal to keep him alive in these fights, but with that nano-boost used, he had to actually exit rather quickly, because once again, he was just so low. Boombox knows exactly where he needs to put those Discord orbs, and it's straight on top of Froggy. He ends up falling to Cruz, and that's Christopher getting beaten senseless on the point, but it was only Nesh there to really contend with him.
A couple of picks came through from the side of Jonu. It doesn't seem like they're going to be enough. Crank's moving in onto the Doofus, but Mete! That'll do some.
He finds Stu. There's the Hammond straight onto the point as well. Activates those shields to make sure he's alive and well. Froggy, is he going to be able to get another knockoff? No. Smex actually sinks himself into the ocean, and that will be Christopher getting slept and getting stunned, and then ends up going down. Froggy's going to switch off to the Winston once more, I could imagine, but Mete comes up huge and stops the UK once more at 66%.
Now that entire push was defined by Diva Bomb. Smex opened that one up by moving forward with a Diva Bomb that managed to catch out Immortal. He's done that twice now, catching Immortal with those Diva Bombs, and both times it's opened up these points. Progi taking a very brave jump forward, and United Kingdom just greeting him with open arms.
Oh boy, Kib's going to take out Cranks as well. Boombox moving on to the point, has that Transcendence. Progi's just going so aggressive, has to go on the hamster once again. Can he get back to the point in time? I'm not sure he can. 98%, he does get a 3-4-man knock-up, but he's just melting so quickly. Boombox and KSP easily dispatch with him. A Transcendence for the victory as well. That will be Germany and the UK finding 2 points on the board. Doesn't mean the UK will be first up to attack, however.
It isn't 3:51, but it will do, UK. 2 minutes and 13 seconds now to try and claim the first point, but it wasn't that clean the first time, Jaws. It's possible here that Germany could just hold the first point again, because it took UK about 3 minutes and 50 seconds to try and take the first point in the first time. We'll have to see if they're going to swap up their strategy, try and figure out something new, or if they've learned from their mistakes in the first push and they're just going to execute as they did on their final one this time. Although the execution on the final one last time was that Smex managed to take out Immortal with that all-important self-destruct. And he's managed to do that twice now. That's always what opens up points. So potentially, Joni need to reevaluate where they're going to be positioning to be conduits for Immortal's Guardian Angel, allow him to get out of these dangerous positions, because often he's caught up just cuddling a self-destruct and then being the moth that disintegrates against the light.
Oh dear. It's all Proggy though. I mean, he's been doing a good job on this Winston, going so aggressive, but that does require a lot of support. The nano boost he's receiving, and in fact, some of the time the nano boosts are layered on top of the Primal Rage. I mean, it's great, yes, because you're not going to go down so quick, but you've already got 1,000 HP, and your fists
2,000 effective HP.
Your fists aren't going to connect a lot of the time. The Tesla cannon will do a lot more damage. We are going to see them roll out the gate though. 2 minutes on the clock for the United Kingdom, and they're going to run out with KSP and Kib on the double sniper once again.
Yeah, KSP was on the Sombra for a little while, didn't want to get slept out of the gate by Kodak again, and now Nesh is going to be looking down these sidelines, trying to figure out what's going on. So we do have some dramatic music going on, trying to keep us moving forward. Everyone going to be moving to the beat, but no Lucios are on the point at the moment.
I'm going to spot out the Venom Mine. Nesh aptly pacing that one. And Proggy is going to land on top of with Mete as well. Taking this high ground is going to be very important, but Kib's going to have a little word to say about that. Proggy goes down once more. That will be Christopher falling though, and immediately Immortal does find the resurrection, so they have tank advantage. And with Christopher just diving in so aggressively there once again, just means he can't be resurrected because the rest of Germany are just sitting on top of him. Nesh is going to find the kill on Smex's mech, which means UK are going to have to go again as they got 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Can get a damage boost here onto Smex, trying to make sure that those Bunny Blaster shots will get him ever more of that ultimate charge. But instead, he's going to just take a quick dip in the ice bath, get his mech back in the spawn, and you don't think they'll have to go again. But they do only have 1 minute remaining, Jaws. More than half their time has now been burnt away, and Germany look to be holding strong. Cranks almost has that Dragon Strike ready to go. Nesh almost has the Infrasight as well. And look at that support ultimate. Kodak nearly with a nano boost. That could be used onto Progi once more.
I mean, just put it on Nesh, man.
Just put it on Nesh.
Put it on Nesh. He's hitting so many headshots anyway. Of course, he's not going to do that. That's very surprised. Maybe just to keep alive. Remember, on a nano boost now does give you a little bit of extra HP when it comes in. There's the Dragon Strike. Oh, Kid takes the hard end of that one. So does Boombox. You can see they were like, okay, what's the area in which we can not take damage or like we can't really walk into them. They do end up going down regardless. Again, Dragon Strike's more often than not. You used to split the team up, especially when they go around that small corner. There's no running if you're a Zenyatta.
Surprise, if you want an area where you won't take damage, you better get out of Volskaya Industries, because this is where Germany rules, and Kodak's ready to come out here. He's crouching down. He does have an nano boost ready to go. Look at Progi ready to make that leap. In goes the Byron, and in goes the Monkey too.
Beautiful nade. Kid is going to receive no healing from that Transcendence as Progi does end up finishing him off with the Primal Raging Winston. KSP, wrong place, wrong time, buddy. Progi's going to smack him around, and Mete even finding a kill with the self-destruct. Germany, you can see exactly why they wanted to go to Volskaya. Mete finds another one. It is Christopher and Specs on the point. Specs instantly demeched, and that will be it. UK had about 2 minutes on the board, but nothing was acquired. Germany are going to full hold.
I got that feeling of deja vu, Jaws. Once again, the only hope for the defending team will be a draw, because Germany, they can claim this map if they can get only 33.3% of that first cap on Volskaya. And they do have a lot of time to do it in. I believe it's 3 minutes and 49 seconds. 51 seconds. Oh, it was 49 seconds and something else.
You're close.
It was like 2 seconds. 2 seconds off. 2 seconds can make all the difference. It made the difference on Iconbard when they couldn't complete it before overtime.
Well, we'll see if they don't get pushed into overtime this time. Like you said, only 33% is required. So, if we think about to the defense that we saw from British Hurricane last time, they did set KSP up on the high ground with the support duo of the Ana and the Zenyatta, exactly where you want the Widowmaker. If she does take any form of damage, there's Ana right next to her, and she can also protect her in a way with just being such a a high threat target anyway in the Widowmaker, but it's just so weak to dives. They do have the Zenyatta next to him, though, to provide a lot of Discord orbs, and again, the Harmony Orb as well, if they do get dove on. But the problem is, if you're running something like the Genji on the side of Germany like they did before, there's just no escaping, because he can just reset dash after reset dash.
But you got to think about, you got to weigh up how you want to use your abilities as an Ana and Zen combo on those high grounds, because, of course, if you're all together, Ana can lay down a Bardic Grenade, everyone gets 100 healing and 50% increased healing, which means the Orb of Harmony does 45 HPS, and Ana will do like 90 HPS per shot, and that can be incredibly good for sustaining a dive, but not so much against the burst damage that Progi delivered, especially if you're hit with a Bardic Grenade that cancels the heals. But if you bring yourselves onto opposite high grounds, then you're really taking advantage of the range which Ana gives, and I think that's probably a better idea, that you can heal people from a distance, just like you can with the Zenyatta. You can just have a healer on each side, make sure that everyone's getting like the pocket from the other healer, so Boombox can heal the Zen, or the Zen can heal the Ana. I'll have to see what it will be this time. Cruz.
Crusade, yeah, he's actually, Cruz is going to be on the Lucio. So he's going to be able to boot people away when they do go for this big jump, unless there is a nicely placed bubble from Progi, but we'll have to wait and see. A couple of seconds now until Germany get their hopeful final attack. They are going to be running that Genji once more. They're predicting KSP is going to be in the same position, but Kid is on the Sombra this time.
Indeed he is. Well, to see what kind of territory control he can gain. Nesh is going to get a small health back and has a translocator ready to go. Looks like it's back in spawn, but he does know that Kid will have control of that large mega health back under which the more squishy members of United Kingdom can rotate down to should it be required. For now, though, Meta is going to be moving in with Progi, trying to take advantage of the United Kingdom's tank line.
KSP takes out Immortal as he was wall riding on the Lucio. That'll be Meta now getting onto the point. They are securing a small bit of capture percent, but with Immortal going down, there isn't really any use for healing in an AoE. You can't really boost your with the speed boost for the tanks to get up into the high ground a lot quicker. So they're just going to go for the retreat. Better off going for a small retreat. Use the time bank wisely.
Christopher doesn't have his shield anymore. They're not for another 5 seconds, so there could be a dive coming in here, and Progi's going to lay down his own shield for a quick advantage here. But it is broken from a long distance by the Ana DPS of Boombox and KSP.
KSP still safe. Frank Stone wants to make sure that
Can't reflect the hack, buddy.
can't deflect the hack. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Ouch.
That's
Nano
gonna
boost on the Winston, Snakes pushes him off the edge. Oh boy, I bet he wished we didn't spectate that one, but unfortunately we did. A Translocator recall there from Nash. He is extremely low. Smex is going to guard the point with his life. Isn't got a whole lot of HP. Takes a little bit of incoming fire from Kodak as Christopher ends up killing off Nash. But look at the UK now. Look at those ultimates coming through. Boombox has the Nano. They do have EMP online also.
And not only that, because of the investment of the Nano boost onto Progi, it does mean the Nano Blade combination won't be available. Frank's going to have to go in pretty bare, as it were. He's only going to have his own abilities to try and sustain him, but Nash is laid down. One of those Translocators going to be trying to build up towards an EMP, but Kib has the ability to strike first here. He's gone straight into attack, and there it is. There's the dive too.
The EMP straight on top of the supports. There was a big boot there coming through from Germany to try and stop Kodak going down, but Christopher and Kib are going to follow up on all that damage, and even Boombox finding himself to kill somehow. Ends up killing off Froggy. There we go. Half the time back now depleted. They got 1 minute and 38 seconds left.
And a draw really could be a possibility here for the United Kingdom. Nesh is moving around the back and can quickly try and delete someone using this ability. Of course, he does have all three of the squishy members together, and we can see now that Cruz is checking for interlopers by throwing out those sound waves. He knows that there's potential for Nesh to come through this way.
They are so close to his head, man. It's so scary. Not where you want to be. There's the EMP. Dragon Blade comes out as well. Goes straight for Cruz. Ends up taking him down. Receives the sound barrier as well in order to stay alive a little bit longer. Gets the double slash. Can't quite follow it up though. But I don't think this is necessary. Meta ends up taking out KSP. And Nano boosted Winston on the point. Christopher's trying to do a good job of taking out Immortal in the back line. But it doesn't seem to matter. Kodak falls down to a stop. And in fact, Christopher unleashes the Primal Rage. Nano boost away now. He has got so much effective HP. But Meta is almost solo carrying this point. Gets his name fully on the kill feed. It's looking good for Germany right now. Wants to make sure they can tie up the series. That'll be Nesh coming up. Proggy with the big kill onto Cruz. KSP jumps over to that Tracer to finally touch the point, but an instant hack means he can't use those abilities to recall and get out of danger. Boombox trying to get back as well. He's almost going to find the kill onto Proggy, but that will be Germany instead. They're going to take Voskaya and lead this series 2-1.
Proggy, they're going for an excellent body block, making sure that Boombox couldn't return to the point with that Arista. There's just not enough DPS to break through the health that Winston proffers towards you. But what I would have liked to have seen there is Cruz playing within the large health pack area, and we could have seen him potentially avoid that EMP by being inside the windowed room and being out of the line of sight of that EMP, which originates from Sombra. And if that were the case, potentially he could have come out with a sound barrier after and made sure that everyone was well shielded and protected from that EMP, which we saw before on Lijiang Tower. We saw the Cruz had a great awareness of where to be to avoid those EMPs, but this time we saw the three squishy members of United Kingdom stacking together, and that made them very much a bait for that EMP.
Yeah, Cruz got instantly deleted. No wall riding on the loose show, no amp up. You can't do anything to really escape that Dragon Blade. UK, though, still in the lead. 2-1. This can go to a game 5, though. It is potentially going to happen.
It will, but they will. But for Germany, they're going to have to make their way through the map choice of the United Kingdom as we move forward onto Escort. Like we said, it's always the loser who picks the next map, and in this case, it will be the United Kingdom. They do have the choice of everything in the map pool. You can go to Junkertown if they want to show off KSP on the Widow. That would be actually a really good choice if they want to keep Kib on something like Junkrat, and we can have the old Widow. We can have an old classic from the Overwatch League with the Orisa and the Rotom too.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at what map, though, is coming up right now. And remember, the KSP coming in doesn't means that they can't actually sub him back out. So maybe they want to go for a big Widowmaker map. It looks like it's going to be Gibraltar for the UK's map choice for Escort.
Well, it is coming home, technically, as Gibraltar is our territory. And this is also a great Widowmaker map. You do have these long sight lines and of course so much high ground you can move between with the grapple hook, and it makes you very much hard to dive because when you change between these levels of verticality you can drop so much in terms of your vertical position that Winston has to follow you, his leap will still be on cooldown, you can escape upwards. Oh, like for example, if you were to drop off that bridge, which is currently displayed on the map card, you have to see the Winston drop after you, you can go back up afterwards with the grappling hook and escape from that dive. And that's why Widow is one of the best picks here, as well as for long sidelines.
Seems one of the almost the best heroes right now. Can easily dispatch of most supports in one shot, unless they've got a lot of armor, which their Brigitte obviously does provide. UK will be on the defense first, and we are going to see Germany on the offense. Doesn't mean we get to see the UK and what they actually want to run. Christopher, Smex going on those dive tanks. I'm going to see Cruz and Boombox on the Ana and the Zenyatta. And hey, solo DPS in KSP. They're going for the 3-2-1.
I want to see Cruz flex those projectile DPS chops with those orbs of destruction at long range. And look at United Kingdom here. We have 3 members which will suffer from no damage fall off at longer ranges. Boombox, Cruz, and KSP will all be able to do maximum damage at the longest range if they put themselves in a safe position, which requires Germany to invest a huge amount of movement cooldowns or other sort of defensive measures to try and make their way to these positions. You can see currently where Boombox and Cruz are, you've got to jump to get up there. You won't be able to make a long... You can make a long run around if you've got a Lucio, but by that time, the United Kingdom will already have the opportunity to rotate and keep himself safe. And here, Kib is going to be keeping KSP safe. He's just going to have a shield up in front of him. He's not going to lose any sniping doors unless Nash gets a really surprising angle.
Early shield coming through from Progi. He's actually not on the Winston this time. He's actually on the Orisa. We have Mete as well. I say that. Okay, they go full dive. Mete is switching over to the Diva. They knew exactly what they were running into. They cannot let KSP just come about and just take over this game. You can see Kib just being his own personal chauffeur there in the heater, making sure he stays nice and safe.
Oh, don't jump, Meta. You're going to reveal your head to KSP, and that's exactly what you do not want. KSP going to be expending a grapple now, moving back to where his supports are. While Germany, they're happy to just move the cart forward. They don't want to try and take an engagement and give away ultimate charge, but they absolutely have to. And for now, they're going to be trying to move on to Kib. That's a double tank dive, but there will be a lot of healing available for Brigida.
I wonder if they actually saw KSP jump back there with the grappling hook to get out of danger, because you could see Kib just sitting up there, just, hey, come jump on me, that's fine, because there's no way to make it hear me. I'm just going to shield back you, and my Smex is going to be at your back. Speaking of being at your back, Cruz, no SBC anymore. That'll be Nesh taking him out with the damage boost coming through from the Mercy to help him finish off the shots. And now Nesh being double-pocketed here, in fact, with the Zenyatta being on his tail as well.
Double pocket won't help you much against a headshot, though. Progi's going to come in with that shield, a little bit misplaced, which means that Nesh's head will be peeking out the top of it. Cranks, however, going to try and contain himself on this cart, keep it in control. He's going to be throwing in those shuriken fans, building up towards that all-important play. That's going to be incredibly important to try and move forward here.
Early nano onto Christopher. Nesh says not today though. Kills off Smex. Christopher chasing out the Mercy, but it might be a little bit too late, mate. The rest of your team are ending up going down. Christopher is going to jump back to server room and actually pick up that health back, but Franks is going to be able to clean up a nice little two-piece there, and Cruz and Boombox finds the reset. Christopher just donates the rest of his life to ult charge for Germany as they end up tapping the first point.
It does have that promo rage throw ready to go, meaning that it can clear Germany off the high ground should it be required. You can see Nash already ready to move upwards. There's a grappling hook coming off cooldown. He already takes the shot. It's only going to be into the shield of Kib, though. Well positioned there, making sure that everyone can move through that doorway without being taken down by a damage boosted shot from Nash. And already Immortal has brought out the Valkyrie, and there is the Dragon Blade.
Dragon Blade's going to get damage boosted also, but Nash is already going to take out KSP. Cranks doesn't find anything but a bit of damage on the Diva Meg. With Bruggy once more jumping in with the Primal Rage, he goes so aggressive on the Winston. You can see why he wants to do it. He knows he's got the backup of Cranks as well, who's building up rather quickly to another ultimate. Those tank bodies, pretty good for the charging Genji, although with KSP just landing a bullet through his head, he ends up going down. Could be a little bit more of a delayed push here from Germany, but nonetheless, they are just going to go for that resurrection instead and unleash that transcendence to make sure they stay alive in it.
Christopher there was baited in, trying to stop a res coming through from Immortal, but he was quickly broken down with a transcendence coming out from Kodak, making sure that Immortal could survive just that, and now Nesh has control of the high ground, Jaws.
He also has control of the sight lines also. He activated those infosites, knows exactly where everybody is. Boombox is going to find a nice little kill onto Immortal, but look at that car, 3 meters away from actually getting delivered by Germany here. Brogy once more jumping back to his supports, receives a little bit more healing, but it's got 80% up towards another Primal Rage. Mete finds a nice self-destruct kill, but he's all alone actually on that point now. Gets desuited and actually ends up retreating. Boombox finds yet another picture on the scoreboard there. He's just lining up quite nicely. You can see why this guy is an Overwatch lead.
Bit of a more tentative game there from Progi. Didn't want to move forward with only 100 health. Instead, he decided he was going to maintain his own life and move back to Kodak. And you can see this. You can see the reward there is Kodak moving in quickly towards that transcendence, because he could heal up at 400 HP or so with the Harmony Orb. He was able to muster all of that ultimate charge. He may well have a transcendence ready for the next fight, but he's got to be very wary. The transcendence is a very lateral ultimate. Won't be able to move between different planes of verticality with that. He's got to keep everyone on the ground, but Crank's going to be staying in the ground now.
Denied ultimate once again. No res
Don't
for
try
you.
it.
Immortal, I can see right through walls as he activated the infosites not a moment ago. Smex is going to go down as well. Mete, sorry, is going to go down as well. KSP controlling this high ground, and with that rally coming out too, United Kingdom are just so hard to dive right now.
See, a previous strategy which Germany employed was the use of the Valkyrie and the Dragon Blade. And the reason that happens is because you don't get extra single target healing or damage boost from the Valkyrie, but it does mean that Mete and Progi can dive alongside and all have a huge amount of healing. That's forced out both of the support ultimates there, but Kodak's just going to be stuck on the ground.
Uh-oh. As soon as you hear that voice line, you're like, yep, I'm going to go. Your jumps are now on a 2-second cooldown, which means you can use it whenever you feel like to re-engage or disengage yourself. Progi ends up coming out of the primary range, doesn't end up going down though. He's going to chase off Christopher. They still have Boombox's Transcendence to fall back onto the United Kingdom. Germany activating those info sites fairly early on. Doesn't mean they are revealed the positioning of every United Kingdom member, and that will be KSP playing a little bit more scared here. But with that armor getting deleted now, he's a little bit more vulnerable to dives.
KSP taken down there by Nash, and now Cranks has that blade ready to go. However, the Resurrect has come through.
Resurrect has come through, and they still have chance, remember, so they want to be able to unleash that, or they want to be able to force that out of United Kingdom first, but Boombox still having that armor, has 300 HP to play with, can be a little bit more aggressive just like that. He's going to be able to take out Progi. With United Kingdom still pushing against Germany here, it seems almost impossible for them to break this line of defense. KSP doing a good job of keeping everybody at bay.
And Boombox here with the armor, like you said, he's so much more hardy in the face of danger. It means it's so much harder to force out that Transcendence. Because you may think, oh, you can just get rid of the armor, but when you're on Boombox, you don't just have to worry about taking down his health. He's taking down your health as well. We know what this man can do with those orbs.
No damage drop off either. Those headshots quite nasty from Zenyatta's. He was going to just scurry into this small corner here. Maybe senses a dive incoming. Christopher receives a lot of hits from him. There's the blade. Finally, Transcendence instantly coming out though. Can get the dash can get the slice into the dash though to eliminate a target, but can't quite find anybody at all. Tries to go for Mercy, but Valkyrie as well from Cruz is going to make sure he escapes rather easily. And KSP hitting some crazy shots. 1, 2, 3 kills. Kodak is going to go down. We met them getting demeked once again. He just jumps up and Nash once more just goes down to KSP. This is why people were saying you got to watch out for him.
Counting to 4 with KSP, hit him dink after dink. Kill after kill there. Germany now floundering in their attack. They have 5 seconds remaining, Jaws. We're only halfway through. Watch point Gibraltar. Progi's made the leap, but no, he's going to be taken down before he can even reach it.
That was a double headshot from KSP. Saw him leaping through the air. Nice arc there, you got, friend. Have that ability to your brain.
Little 1-2 simple geometry, not only the territory of Hanzo, but of Widowmaker as well. And Cranks giving his team quite a little bit of motivational speaking. We can hold them on first. There's still a chance for the reverse sweep here from the German team, but you're going to be feeling good right now if you're the UK. You only gave away 1 full point and quite a bit of the second. I do believe that at its longest point, we were just shy of a second point completion.
Still winnable. KSP with a crazy shot over the cart through the neck of Smex. Like,
who is this man?
How would you do that? Oh, he missed that. You see it slowed down there for the miss?
Unlucky there, KSP.
He didn't get the one where he...
Get this man off Widow.
He missed 1 shot, but he got 4 people. Yeah, but he missed.
He missed.
Hit percentage going down. Just saying. Just saying. There's the boy on your screens, though. It's now time for the UK to attack. And we are going to see Germany on the defense. Are they going to run the same thing again? Because we did see on Voskai, double sniper with a double dive tanks from the UK, or are they just going to stick him on this Brigitte? Because, like I mentioned before, he was like the personal chauffeur of KSP.
I think the word you're looking for is bodyguard, Jules.
Yeah, all right, bodyguard.
The chauffeur?
The chauffeur, yeah.
What, is he driving the payload?
Attackers
in knots.
All right, fair enough. I was just thinking, you know, he's just guiding him around. All right, whatever. Fine. He's the bodyguard of KSP. But regardless, that single person shield is just so effective. You could see when they were holding up on those blue boxes, there's a very small angle that you can get to look onto that bridge, and that shield was covering not only the Brigitte, but covering the whole of KSP as well. And he was just sniping through the bottom left to have that shield.
And he is, but what Germany managed to do is, because they were running the double sniper from both Cranks and Nash, they can take advantage of the fact that multiple sight lines were required. Christopher there, I'm not sure if that was the jump you wanted, but for now, it's just going to be securing a huge amount of this space. Mete taken out of his mech. That probably could have been a much more hasty retreat. He's got to be cognizant that Germany here don't have an Ana, they don't have that long-range, high HPS healing. They've just got a Harmony Orb.
He did use those thrusters to actually knock Christopher off there. That's why he probably couldn't get away. Then Christopher re-engaged with another jump, who has a shorter cooldown on the knee, rather than the rather large one, actually, of thrusters.
Yeah, very smart there from the side of United Kingdom to know that Mete didn't have thrusters, so he was basically just a free pick there. Kid moved forward with the Storm Arrows, and he's doing so yet again, but no connections this time. Halfway to that Dragon Strike, will be checking for any lurking enemies. And now Smex finds himself alone on the cart, will move back to the safety of his healers. They've caught out Christopher as he moves through that room. He's going to have to retreat as well. So they try and decide whether they want to try and make their engagement here on the side of the United Kingdom.
Another scary Widowmaker in Nesh from EU contenders. Oh, Smex has been found. KSB's there, tried to get the shot off, didn't quite get it. Didn't even find a hit marker, but now in server room is KSB. Gets sent down to a little over half HP. Is going to get healed up rather readily. And Bruggy now trying to defend. Just trying. He's actually going to have to get down onto that cart, like you mentioned before. No long-range healing from them, apart from that orb coming through from Kodak. But he's going to have to rely on Immortal for the majority of that time. Cranks and Christopher are going to go down, but instant resurrection coming here through from Cruz. He's going to send Christopher back up. He's now alive. However, Nesh, not so much. Ends up getting taken out by Smex.
Smexo with great control of the health pack, making sure he was not knocking the Widowmaker towards the health pack, but instead so that he could claim it himself. There is that forced out Transcendence, and potentially it's going to be a counter from Boombox.
Pretty nice there as well. It does eat the Dragon Strike also, so no damage coming through. On the side of Team Germany, 300 HPS from the Transcendence. Keeps them nice and healthy. Give it. Take out better. Oh, Smex going to go down again. And here we go. Now United Kingdom coming back with a vengeance. Christopher's going to need some Primal Rage. Gets 1 and 2. Maybe even a third here is, uh-oh, not where you want to be, Nesh.
Fist of Fury.
Oh, boy. Christopher takes out
and the punch.
Oh, man. Okay, Primal Rage straight into the punch from Christopher. Takes out 4 members in the UK. They're going to be able to cap first point now.
That's what I call an absolute mad lad right there. The Lanimal has returned in the form of a very angry gorilla. KSP now trying to claim the space and the sight lines. Going to move back a little bit, making sure that they can't move easily onto him and try and get an early shot. If you can pick off one of these snipers early, as Nesh has been doing, that can open up the entire fight. They've moved Cranks over, and Nesh, like we said before, just opening this one up.
Beautiful shot around the corner. Remember those Widow shots do leave trails behind them, so he knows exactly what angle you're taking. Here with the Dragon Strike through the floor there. He's going to find one. In fact, doesn't even need the Dragon Strike. Nesh is actually going to go down to a Sonic Arrow. Boombox is going to find a kill as well. But UK might just deliver it here and here. 3-1 could be the series score after this all. Germany has to get on that point. Immortal is going to find the touch, but Mete going down his neck as well. And Christopher, I don't know what vendetta he has against Immortal, but he is just finding him time and time again. Transcendence from Boombox as Nesh has jumped onto the Tracer to try and keep everybody alive on this point, or keep this point in contention. Cranks is going to go down in the United Kingdom. They're going to find the win on Gibraltar, leading the series 3-1. Finding their first victory here in Paris.
Not quite as dominant as they may have liked there, but there it is. Christopher coming in with a little bit of a wave, and it's a nice secret handshake, I guess.
So they need to work on that handshake. I'm not even sure.
I thought he was going in for the chest bump, but
not entirely sure they were on the same page
well,
at that point.
They've practiced for Overwatch, they haven't practiced their handshakes. I guess it's a good application of their time. Stylosa, as their general manager, told them, you get to practice your handshakes when you're done with scrims. Evidently, they didn't finish scrimming.
There you go. Thanks for the carry, KSB. Cheers for the full headshots. Christopher was doing a good job as well on the Winston. He was a little lackluster in Contender Season 1, but Season 2 he's really come about. He's already stepped up his main tank goal. He's ready and waiting. It won't be a complete clean sweep for the UK this time. They did drop a map, which means they can't go 12-0 like they did last time around in World Cup.
Well, that dream is dead, but you know whose dreams aren't dead? Germany here. They brought up quite a fight so far, Jaws. You know who I'm very impressed with? Progi has been an incredible main tank thus far. I think one of the things that Germany really needs to work on is not combining the nano boost with the primal rage. You can get a huge amount more DPS out by just using the Tesla coil with that nano boost. And of course, you're a lot more survivable. You've got 50% damage reduction and a 300 HP heal when it hits you. So you don't need to use that primal rage as well. His primal rage has been incredibly effective, but usually it's without the nano boost as well. He's been incredibly impressive with these dives there.
Yeah, it does receive a lot of support from his supports, funnily enough. That nano boost, like you said, Ana is just, with this change to Ana of receiving healing from the nano boost is just so crazy. If your tank does end up going low in the front line, instead of popping it fairly early to try and win the fight, you can just wait until he trickles down in HP and just save him with that, and then he can re-engage with the additional damage. No more speed up from the nano boost, though. Obviously, that was quite a few seasons ago now. Rather scary, as it was landed on the Reinhardt most of the time. But additional damage, increased healing as well for Nate does land. I'm happy to see Ana back in the meta.
And with the lack of speed boost, this also shows a little bit of counterplay that we saw happen on Icon Roll when we saw Progi get nano boosted. We see everyone get speed boosted out by Cruz on the Lucio, can completely mitigate the potential for that ultimate, especially since Progi missed his Fire Strike, and that he got no ult generation off the back of that nano boost. It was completely wasted, and then the UK could make their counter-attack work.
Looks like we got someone on the floor, though. It's going to be Zoe with one of our champions so far, Kib. Take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. You have Kib from the team of the United Kingdoms joining me here. So congratulations on that first victory on this very stage. And one very quick question, since I need to get this out of the way. Will Nesh ever hear the end of this?
No, never. He'll hear it every single day for the rest of his life.
Okay, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, that was a very successful first game for you and your team. Let's talk a little bit about your expectation going into this match against Team Germany. When I spoke to them prior to this match, they told me that they purposely didn't scrim against you because they didn't want to show their hands. What were your expectations? What did you think they're going to roll up with?
We thought they were going to play a lot more Widow than they did, but they also played a lot of Sombra, Genji / Tracer Dive, which we also expected. So we prepared a lot of comps to play against them.
Alors, Zoé qui lui demandait du coup ce qu'ils avaient pensé et comment ils allaient faire jouer contre cette équipe. Ils n'avaient jamais scrim contre l'équipe anglaise parce que justement, voilà, ces deux équipes cachaient un peu leur stratégie. Est-ce qu'ils s'attendaient à ce qui s'est passé? Il y a eu beaucoup de Sombra, beaucoup de dive, peu de GOAT comme ils s'y attendaient, donc ils étaient plutôt prêts. Mais ça a joué assez agressif en face et il est content de son match. I think we're sending back to the casters.
Oh, I thought you wanted to ask him something too.
Oh yeah, so I have a question about the fact like you didn't go like we see Germany didn't play GOAT as much, and so why do you go on the last map was Gibraltar? Well, like you can maybe play GOAT on different other map of escorts, but you choose to play Gibraltar. Why?
In our scrims, we've been really strong in Gibraltar. Plus, our DPS, Hanzo Widow is really strong, communicating with our tanks, taking space, taking an area, and then shutting down their backline as well. So we thought it was just the best pick for us.
Et voilà, du coup, finalement, ils ont pris Gibraltar parce que la double sniper, ça leur réussit très bien. Et KSP, on l'a vu, qui était très très fort sur la fatale, donc ça a payé pour eux.
Yeah, and now it is time to send it back to the casters.
Okay, perfect.
Kip, thank you so much. Luti, thanks
Thank you,
again
sorry.
for the translations. We're now heading over to the casters to break down the action.
Thanks, guys. There you go. Heard it from Kim himself. He was ready. He was waiting for this game. Didn't want to scrim them, so didn't show any hands. And Germany, unfortunately, their downfall was probably sometimes they went a little bit too deep, but it really was on the coordination of Team UK there. Just the dives coming through from them were just so perfect.
Yeah, Christopher leading those dives, very, very crisp, very clean. And Spec was always able to get huge value out of those bombs. And maybe he's here, picking up some tricks from Pokers. You got any self-destruct spots?
You got any tips for me? I mean, we saw tons of Pogo bombs in the first game. A couple here and there in this one, but UK have taken the victory. 3-1 is the final score. Let's have a look at what you want to say there, or you have been saying throughout the entire game. It will be our fan pulse brought to you by T-Mobile. You got to say Kib especially. There you go. Kib Energy, best in the
Well, Kib Energy is always above 70 when he's playing Zarya, and that's why Kib Energy is so impressive. All of that high energy play means that he can just carve his KYB into the mechs of the opposing divas and quickly build up towards those Graviton surges, which were incredibly impressive. In the first half, he got 17 ultimate kills, so
that's a lot. That's a lot. Not the biggest name in the world to carve, so thankfully. Let's have a look at another one, and you can see I want to.
Hey, that's us.
Hey, that's us. Hang on a second. Zenyatta. Do we really sound like that?
Yeah, it's a big prank. I've got a gap in my teeth, and we've got a load of Netherlands games to play, and I can't pronounce the TH correctly. So that's going to be fun.
Go easy, guys. Come on. Well, thank you very much to the T-Mobile.
Also, thanks to production for showing us that one.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
But if you want to get your thoughts heard on the fan polls presented by T-Mobile, just tweet with the hashtag OWWC2018. And in the next fan polls, we may be featuring your tweets as well.
Yeah, could get your little 2 minutes of fame there. But we've got quite interesting games coming up later on. But we've got some replays as well, which is going to come up on your screen very soon. I mean, this game specifically really did show why Xayah is just so good. Nesh as well being so flexible. In fact, it showed flexibility from both sides. UK said, we are the most flexible team here right now, and you can see exactly why.
Yeah, they brought out a huge amount of compositions, but let's not do it as a service to Germany. They did a great job as well. But look at the bombs. There it is. Smex getting the triple, and they're always well combined with the Graviton Surges. Great coordination, like you said before. The UK tank core always able to bring their ultimates together in a very productive manner. Progi has been impressive, like I said previously. All of those primal rages, he was always in the right position to make it work.
That was just cruel. You couldn't even see that bomb. And you're like, what? Oh, I guess I did.
the obscuring of vision there by Meta was incredibly impressive. Just being able to make sure that no one really knew where that bomb was going to. And look, Kib there with the patience made sure they forced out that sound barrier beforehand from Immortal, and it was all stripped away in an instant. Because EMP can remove all shielding health from characters, including both base shielding and over shields from things like the adaptive shield from Hammond or the sound barrier, that meant that those were quickly mitigated.
That's what's really scary, actually, when you do unleash the barrier, because you're expected to go a little bit more aggressive, right? Because you've got this massive boon of HP, you're going to be able to win the fight off of that one, but when it's taken away in an instant, you're maybe a little bit overextended. You don't really want to be that far. Good against Hammond as well. In fact, Sombra, a perfect counter to Hammond, stops the mobility, stops the shielding coming through from his adapted shield, and even the mines as well getting deleted if he did lay them out. There you go, KSP on your screen. He's just a monster. And in fact, a couple of people have said, and I mentioned it earlier on, that KSP is the guy to look out for. He's been on a few teams here and there in contenders, but this really has been his day.
And when it comes to the national teams, KSP here, he is the fresh blood. He's bringing in this newfound talent in the UK and going up against old guard like Nesh, who've been playing for Team Germany for quite a while now. And Nesh is a well-known Widowmaker specialist. Well, not just a specialist. He plays a lot of things. We saw him on the Sombra as well as an impressive Xayah, but he's a very well-known Widowmaker. Be able to go toe-to-toe with him on the side of KSP is something that he can really like. It's a feather in his cap.
Feather in his cap. And
I'm not sure how you'd put a feather in a cap.
Maybe there's a hole, I don't know. Well, KSP was definitely our MVP, I think, at least. Kib, I'm glad he got some revenge, you know. It must feel good winning against your teammate. Nesh would have felt the same thing, I'm sure, if he did win. But we're going to jump to a break, guys. That was UK's victory over Germany. But we'll be right back with the third map of today.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omened by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.